Bring it in.
I don't care.
All right.
Hey. We are live everywhere here. My name is Zach.
I am Carl.
My name is Jake. Sorry.
Some people forget their lines. And we are the three morons, as you can tell.
It's like we have cue cards behind the camera. Waiting
Right? But we are live in the air and everywhere. So how's everyone doing today?
I'm doing pretty damn good. I had a good week. How about you, Jake?
I'm doing pretty good.
My week's been pretty chill. I mean, for as hot as it's actually been pretty chill.
It's unreasonably hot.
Yeah, dog days of summer.
Dog days of summer. Swamp ass up the yin yang. That's as far as I'm going to go with the cussing there.
Oh, I've been chilling in my apartment, my nice cool central apartment.
Where do
Yeah.
you keep your AC at?
65.
Nah, I got to come
Oh,
where you're at.
where do you keep it? I'm like in the house?
Where else would he keep it?
65.
Get your own little igloo and everything?
I keep it like a meat locker I work at. 65.
Well, speaking of cold weather, we got the Olympics going on.
Yeah, it's pretty cold there, huh?
Yeah, right? A whopping 102.
So yeah, it's the Olympic time. That's that time that we all become Americans and cheer for our country.
That's why we got red. Well,
And
he doesn't, but we got red, white, and blue on.
Who doesn't?
Oh, straight
okay.
out of over there.
Yeah, straight out of
I mean, I got
Black.
black rifle coffee.
I got my-
Military.
Well, I got like a American flag on the back there. I don't know if you can see it too well, but there you go.
I mean, you can't see it. So,
Can't see me. Okay.
so no, it's Olympic time. This is the time that we kind of watch a little bit of sports that we never really would watch too,
Yeah,
like archery,
yeah.
Rowing
triathlons.
Yeah.
or like lacrosse because of it brings in my Native American heritage.
There you go.
How does lacrosse? Huh?
Native American was invented by the Native Americans.
Native Americans were invented by the Native Americans.
I said lacrosse was.
No, that's not what you said.
Okay,
He
so
said,
what I
slow down.
Wait, what I said is that lacrosse was invented by the Native Americans.
Wasn't
Yeah.
famous to white people though.
Yeah.
Famously,
Native Americans probably created archery too. But you know what?
taken by the white people.
Right. Why do I got to be Switzerland over here? I'm not.
So anyway, so we got a few sports that we have all
But
picked out.
Did you like it?
I liked it. It wasn't bad.
I didn't like some things I've heard
I saw it
about that Last Supper type deal that we're just gonna keep out of because
Yeah.
I got an opinion on that.
Screwed up TikTok about that. Oh, I wouldn't want to be on a boat with Celine Dion singing.
You need to bring.
yeah.
I got a word of advice. You need to bring the mic a little bit closer to your mouth there. Just hold it like a microphone. All right, Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg lit the torch.
Yeah.
He must be famous out in France.
They did.
Dude is everywhere.
He is.
They did 24 athletes from France, and obviously they used a couple of tennis players too, because they were dominant in the French Open to light the torch finally. And it looks like a giant hot air balloon in the air. It looks like a roasted marshmallow.
I'm like,
Not
oh,
knocking it. I mean, if that's what they
I
want
like
to do.
s'mores, so I mean,
okay, this song does sound messed up. And really, I'm like, oh god, it's not gonna Hindenburg again.
Yes, he did mention that. We watched it together. He's like, "This is gonna be the Hindenburg disaster all over
is your
again."
mic on?
Is your mic on, bud?
It should be.
He said you can barely hear it. No, you don't hit the Bluetooth button.
Is it plugged in or is the mic
It's
turned on?
plugged in. It's turned on.
All right, they said they can barely hear you.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Did you
to.
hear yourself when you were doing the
Yeah,
playback?
I can hear myself just fine.
All right, so anyway,
Okay, sorry, a little technical difficulty there, but yeah, where were you at?
so I mean, I've heard that Snoop Dogg was on it,
Mhm.
but then they did the parade with the boats.
Yep.
And I saw something on TikTok or Facebook Reels that they should have had. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat when USA came because they were like rocking and partying. But I saw that boat. How did that boat not sink? Do you see how many people were on that boat?
597 athletes.
Yeah,
Like that.
Plus
but yet, Liberty boats to South Africa can only hold 50 people about that big.
Hey, you know what?
Maybe
man?
I'm just
You gotta-
saying
you gotta do
500
what
would
you
have been a
gotta
lot better. Maybe people would have gone off.
do. Us Spaniards, we can fit about 100 in one little life raft. So it's whatever.
So yeah, so we got. So you said it looked like a hot air balloon.
It kind of looked like but it was like a hydrogen balloon that French inventors were famous for. So that's why they did it the way they did it, which that makes more.
Giant marshmallow.
Yeah. And it was cool. They had like a bunch of French Olympians. Sorry if I don't know any of them other than Tony Parker because he played for the San Antonio Spurs. But they had like famous sports athletes from France finally lighting it. And I thought it was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
There's only one Olympian that was able to win a medal and an Oscar. That was Kobe Bryant.
What the fuck that got to do with France?
Why did you wait a little bit? Dang.
I'm just hey,
He had that fact that he just wanted to throw it out early.
Pardon my language. Sorry.
He's like straight up like, by the way,
Kobe
we have not
Bryant.
mentioned anything besides France.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about
Okay.
athletes winning an Oscar and a medal.
Oh man,
I
that's
thought that was
funny.
pretty cool.
It was. That was a good factoid, and we have a bunch of factoids and sports we're assigned to talk about
From Mr. Google.
from Mr. Google. He's not with us today. He's at a stationary location. Some other podcast had him on an assignment, so he's giving us feedback via text. He's like the raw GM from back in the day.
Text message from the general manager of the podcast.
If you see the lights flickering, it's Undertaker.
So we each got about 4 sports each. Figured let's dive into it real quick since we got a lot of stuff to talk about. One of my sports, because it's already over. Well, half of it's already over. Well, 2 of my sports, some stuff is already over. Men's rugby.
Okay.
It was Fiji and France in the finals. France won. They took out Australia was one of the favorites. They took them out. Argentina is one of the favorites. They got knocked down to the 7th place and had to beat United States. They were one of the top favorites to win.
Yeah.
They beat United States, so United States took 8th. It was 7-on-7s, 7-minute halves. So literally, it was 7 minutes first half, 7 minutes second half, fast scoring pace. It was good. And if you have never watched rugby, it's an amazing sport. The other sport is I'm going to touch on real quick, and then we'll go around the table about our other sports. Is archery for women's team. South Korea won their 10th straight gold medal. And by the way, this is the 10th Olympics that archery was in for teams. So they've done nothing but win gold medals. And it's actually tied for the most straight gold medals for any sport. I think a swimmer got 10 in a row for the same event. So this is tied. Doesn't look like they're slowing down. In fact, one of the sets, you can get a possible 60 out of 6 arrows for the whole team. 2 arrows per person, so there's 3 team members.
Okay.
And they got 59 out of 60. I don't know how you're going to compete against that. You got to be perfect, and unless you're Katniss Everdeen, you're not going to be perfect.
Right.
But yeah, so there's that. Some of the favorites to win the women's rugby are America, Ireland, or the United States, Ireland, New Zealand, Australia, England. Those are my favorites to win. I watched some of the women's rugby. All I know is I thought I went to the gym. These people are stiff arming people in the face. These women were more brutal than the men were. But yeah, so there's that sport for the rugby. Those are my picks to win. Just watching today, they just completely dominate. I'm talking like 49-0, 40-5. I mean, they just were out killing the competition.
So it was like varsity versus middle schoolers.
Yeah, pretty much. Or NFL versus, junior colleges.
Junior colleges.
I mean,
what
some of those sports.
So what is rugby kind of like?
So it's kind of like a mixture of football. You do a little scrum, you got to pass it back. But when you run, you can run. But once you get tackled, you have to stay and push the ball back. And someone on your team has to get it and pass it backwards. You can only do backwards laterals. Yep. In fact, some people did a forward lateral and she broke through, but they called it a penalty because she went forward pass. But it's basically backwards lateral. In fact, they mentioned when they did the forward pass that Pat Mahomes and Kelsey would be proud. So I guess they had to plug Pat Mahomes and Kelsey. Then there was then it's kind of like soccer, right? Where it's just a running clock.
Yeah.
And then they do extra time depending on stoppage and things like that. When you cross the goal line, when you run across the goal line, they usually put the ball down right away. Yeah. But it's 5 points, and then when you kick like right in front of it, it's 1 point. When you kick off at an angle, it's 2 points. So you get a possibility of 7. But you get 1 point to make it 6 or 2 points to make it 7.
Okay.
Yeah, when it's out of bounds and they kind of throw it to the team. You have to jump up and grab it and like pass it back. So it's kind of a mixture of kind of football, right, but yet kind of soccer.
Yeah. Very nice. The only time I know anything about it is when
and they tackle with no pads.
Yeah, Ross from Friends was trying to try
to
impress his girlfriend.
Bloody and everything. Oh, fine, I'm fine.
And he's like, can't even walk and has to go to a doctor. So would that be a sport you would like to play? Because I definitely would be down.
Rugby?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely would.
I might break my leg.
Definitely would love rugby.
You ain't breaking your leg. You ain't trying, man.
If anyone out there wants to play rugby, we could all play.
We are out of shape and old, but yeah. Okay.
What's the comment say?
One said, I believe, says
Cutie pie and finger tight Taft.
Yeah.
Finger tight Taft. Hey, shout out to me. Who said cutie pie?
YouTube beta.
I have a feeling that's probably an AI bot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
AI bot got into our thing because we got 30 subscribers and said cutie pie.
Jacob.
Oh, I know who said finger tight Taft.
Okay. All right,
so who wants to do do you want me to do my other sport or do you want me to do?
Oh, like we want to go. You do one sport, I do one sport. He does.
Yeah. Go on. Someone else do another sport.
You did two though, didn't you? You did archery.
Well, I gave women's archery team because they competed, and they were the heavy favorites. But I mean, I'll finish the archery the next time.
Right, that's fine.
All right. One of the sports I got was rowing. So the history of rowing. Rowing has been part of the Summer Olympics when they debuted in Paris in the 1900 Olympics. However, it was supposed to be in the 1896 in Athens, but it was canceled due to bad weather. The events were originally for men, but women's rowing was introduced at the 76 Montreal Games. Lightweight rowing events which have weight limits for crew were added in 96. As of April 2021, the United States have won the most rowing medals in Olympic history, with 33 gold, 32 silver, and 24 bronze.
We're being told to give you Zach's mic.
All right.
Clearly.
That doesn't work?
Clearly it doesn't work like it did last time.
I guess. All right. I mean, I can hear myself.
Is that sounding better to you folks out there? I'm like, look like I'm making out with the microphone.
I don't know if you guys can hear me, and maybe I'm just better and louder than Jake.
Probably.
Well, we'll figure it out.
But go ahead.
All right. So the countries to look out for is Great Britain. They're the current reigning champs in the women's quad. Also could be a top contender for the gold. However, they have yet to win the gold.
No, it's pretty bad.
Netherlands. The Dutch have won gold in the 2023 World Championships, including in the women's coxless 4 and the coxless pair and single sculls, as well as the men's double and quadruple sculls. New Zealand, Emma Twigg is the current reigning Olympic champion in the women's single sculls, but she could face a challenge from Netherlands, Caroline, who won the 2023 world title by 5 seconds.
Nice.
United States, the men's 4 boat won silver at the 2023 Worlds and could compete for the gold in Paris with 89 total medals. In rowing, the U.S. has the most of all time and could become the nation with the most gold medals.
Okay.
After this Olympics?
Yeah.
How's the future of the sport look? That was my main thing because you don't really you hear college rowing and all that stuff. Are they going to be in future Olympic games?
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know if this is working, but I'd rather hold it like this.
Kennedy.
I hear it from you. I don't know what's other.
I don't know. But anyway, so first for the women's rowing, you forgot the most important part.
What's that?
They're University of Wisconsin.
Sorry?
Women's rowing team is the University of Wisconsin. So, you know what? Shout out to the University of Wisconsin for having a rowing team with no oceans. They got a big lake, though, in Madison.
Big lake.
And my thoughts is that I honestly didn't know a lot about it, what it was. I honestly thought it was, this is my true thought it was competitive canoeing. I thought it was.
You thought rowing was
competitive canoeing.
I mean, there is canoeing.
Yes.
I thought it was just competitive canoeing because I didn't know.
Have you ever watched one of those matches? Have you ever watched one of their events? Yeah.
Canoeing or rowing?
Rowing.
I've seen
highlights,
movies with rowing in it, but I've never seen rowing.
That's not bad. It's pretty entertaining because everybody's in unison, and if one person's out of whack, messes you up. Oh yeah, man.
Paraplegics.
Yeah, there you go.
They're static or something.
No, somebody.
Oh, or is that did you play a cymbal? Oh no, that's out there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard noise and I thought I could hear it from the headset. So that rowing, and you think United States is gonna win?
Yeah, it's looking like it.
Okay, good. Go
Good,
Badgers.
good, good veteran. All right. One of my sports I had was Taekwondo. It's a form of martial arts, kicking and punching. It made its debut in 1988, was a sub-sport in 92. It was left off in 96. Now it's back in 2000. It's been an Olympic sport ever since. And okay. So that was one of the things. Korea. I don't mean to sound racist when I say this, but mostly the Asians are dominant in there. We don't have any Americans that are really competing in this sport. They start August 8th. The synchronization in rowing is phenomenal. Thank you. Yes, it is. So, like, for me, Taekwondo, I already knew something about it because I've watched it before. I don't think I could ever be a mixed martial artist. But there was even talks of Ronda Rousey joining for women to kind of compete in
I
that.
remember them
Yeah.
talking about like last Olympics or something like that.
She was thinking about doing it. She wanted more to do with UFC. Cyborg, I think, was talking about it.
The girl that beat.
Ronda Rousey. Yeah. So that was basically it. Like they're gonna be starting up later in the Olympics to clear all these other sports out. They're going to be like one of the last sports to compete. And like I said, basically all the Asian countries are favored to win. I hate to say that, but nobody here from us really is really qualified for over there.
I mean, I'm qualified. I can be a kangaroo. Martial arts.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
In martial arts, I could. All right. So Taekwondo, you think Asian?
Mostly.
An Asian person's going to win.
Yeah.
Wait, in judo, though, a Uzbekistanian one.
It's pretty close to Asia.
Yeah, I mean, it's Middle East. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's still Asia. I'm just saying the Uzbekistan one.
Oh, yep.
I just wanted to throw that out. Uzbekistan won a gold medal. All right, so
did Kazakhstan. They won a gold in these last couple of days.
So I'm going to go back to archery since I already touched on it. So in the men's department, South Korea's all-for team. South Korea is also a top favorite, winning 6 gold medals out of 9 Olympics, and they've medaled 8 out of 9, I think, or 9 out of 9.
Excuse me.
They also have a mixed team, so mixed men and women. So obviously, you have the top South Korean women and the top South Korean. Casey Kaufhold from Pennsylvania. She's 20 years old on Team USA. She was pretty good. I saw what she was doing on the team. Alejandra Valencia from Mexico. She was phenomenal. She carried Mexico. Didn't really care about archery till this year, right? Never really watched it, but it's actually a pretty good sport. And then Maria from Czech. She's also great.
Czech Republic.
Yeah, I'm not pronouncing the last name. There's too many chicas and the hyphens and the
apostrophes and semicolons.
Yeah,
I guess.
So I have to pronounce the boxer names. Yeah, no.
So for the men's though, Meet Gazaz from Turkey. He is a heavy favorite to win. He won last year. In fact, if he wins a medal this year, he'll be the first person in archery history to win singles medal 2 years in a row.
Nice.
So it doesn't have to be gold; it could be any medal. So that's someone to look forward to. He's a heavy favorite.
That just shows the competitiveness in that sport. Where that'd be the first time he medaled in 2 straight Olympics.
Yeah, anybody, men or women, not obviously teams.
Right.
Because South Korea. And then Marcus from Brazil and Kim Woojan from South Korea. Again, of course, South Korea, you got men's team.
Right.
Archery has been a sport for like the last 10 Olympics. It's definitely something I'll probably like if it's ever on TV. I might just turn it on.
Yeah, I've watched it before. It's pretty interesting.
But these people's aims, when they go up to their chin. The people wearing band-aids because the string they're having on the chin and let it go right off the chin. So they got band-aids right here by their cheek and stuff because the rope hits it. They only got like 30 seconds per arrow to shoot, so they get 120 seconds.
Yep.
Or something like that. They get 140 seconds or something like that. But they get a certain amount of time, and if they're out of time, they just lose that.
Right.
So, but archery is actually, I didn't think it was going to be that great of a sport to cover, but it actually kept me interested at 7 o'clock in the morning when you wake up and you're tired as heck. Doesn't put you to sleep like water polo does.
Yeah, I never understood. Well, I do, but
I never understood water polo.
All right, so you want to go with your next topic there?
Yeah, I can. All right, so the next sport I did was boxing. Boxing has been contested in the Summer Olympics in St. Louis, 1904, except for the 1912 Stockholm Games. Women boxing wasn't introduced until the Olympic Games until the 2012 London Games, which I thought was really weird. But I mean, popularity might have been not until then. But
Yeah.
competitive competitions are organized by weight classes, which have changed over the years. Currently, the men have 8, the women have 5. Notable champions over the years have been Floyd Patterson. He won the gold medal at age 17 at the Helsinki Games in 1952, then became the youngest heavyweight world champion at the age of 21, knocking Archie Moore in the 5th round. Sugar Ray Leonard, considered one of the greatest boxers of all time, won gold at the 1976 Montreal Games after 5 consecutive knockouts and also winning championships in 5 different weight classes. Oscar De La Hoya, nicknamed the Golden Boy, won the lightweight gold at the 1992 Barcelona Games at the Olympics. At the Olympics, in his professional career, he won world titles in 6 different weight classes before retiring in 2009. Another one was Muhammad Ali, which was, I believe, in the 60s.
Yep.
Countries to look out for in the Olympics for boxing. USA, they've been historically dominant in the boxing. They've won 117 medals since boxing's been in the Summer Olympics. Notable person on the team to look out for is featherweight boxer Jamal Harvey. He's the first American since 2007 to win gold at the Amateur World Championship. He could possibly end the drought for gold. Other members are Joshua Edwards, the super heavyweight, is also from Houston, and is the first one from Houston to qualify the Olympics in the super heavyweight class since George Foreman. Amari Jones is the welterweight, and Roscoe Hill is the flyweight. The women are Jennifer Lozano, the flyweight, Morel McCain, the welterweight. I'm going to butcher that one.
Where? No. Jahara Gonzalez?
Yeah.
Jafar from Aladdin?
Jahara.
Oh, Jahara.
Jahara Gonzalez, the lightweight.
His brother.
His sister. Alyssa Mendoza, the featherweight.
Okay.
And Cuba, they also have a rich boxing history, are second behind the U.S. in medals. People to look out for from Cuba are Helio Cesar Cruz. He is a heavyweight. He's already a 2-time gold medalist and is looking to tie the record for most gold medals as a boxer, which also could be his last Olympic, which he's 34 years old.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be 38 the next time.
38, yeah.
38 at boxing, you're kind of getting out of the business.
Yeah.
Going into MMA.
He's actually one of the better amateur careers for this thing. So, and also his teammate, the one to look for is Arlen Lopez, who's a light heavyweight, and also going for the same record as him for his 3rd gold medal. Another one, I couldn't look up what boxers, I don't know what websites I was looking for, but I couldn't look up boxers, but another team is Great Britain. And my thoughts on this one, I've always liked boxing, and it's a pretty cool sport. Boxing at the Olympics has always jump-started people's professional careers to the next level. Depending on what happens, there might not be boxing at the next Summer Olympics in LA in 2028 because each sport needs an outside governing body to help organize it. And the one that did boxing ran into troubles with the Olympic Committee. This year, the Olympic Committee helped organize the boxing tournament, but they won't do it the next following Olympics.
Okay, so might be no more boxing.
At least for at least another 8 years, it sounds like.
Well, so, I mean, you got 4 years to get together, so.
I mean, there is a governing agency that willing to help the boxing at the Olympics, but the Olympic Committee won't recognize that.
Got it. I mean, that might change.
That might change if they recognize them as a governing outside body.
Well, I mean, you got to realize the popularity, right? If they look at viewerships and see that it's still up, they're going to recognize them because they're going to want it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say?
Well, let me repeat it.
Someone stop shaking their leg. I'm not shaking my leg.
Someone's tapping and I can hear it through the headphones.
Oh, good. That means you can hear this mic because I was tapping the mic. So when you said the mic didn't work, I was tapping the mic the whole time.
Well, it's still tapping.
So I'm just trying to see if someone was going to give us that feedback. Because if it does, and this mic is working, you just talk really loud.
Really low.
Yeah.
Really low.
So that's it for the boxing then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on it?
I mean, I don't really watch boxing too much, but it does seem like Cuba, Puerto Rico, United States usually have great boxers. Russia, I mean, that could just because of
Rocky IV.
Rocky, but you know,
my Olympic take or my overall take on boxing. My Olympic take is I don't really watch it. Overall take is I thought to save the sport, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather missed an opportunity to save boxing.
well, it's pretty much amateur though.
Yeah, and I'm saying it's going to be amateur because the whole point of the Olympics is amateur athletes, not professional athletes.
What's your basketball?
Other than basketball, LeBron James,
Soccer,
LeBron, but
or football.
But it's like we were talking before the podcast. It's more about represent your country other than just getting a medal.
Joel Embiid.
Yeah. So,
who got booed by the way in his home country?
yeah,
France.
today again in the game against Serbia, and Jason Tatum didn't even play.
Dang.
Basketball wasn't my sport, by the way. We're just kind of nonsense talk. But boxing to me, I think for me is like it's not so much has to be popular with the United States as long as whatever we're getting by world-wise. Is it world renowned? Like is the world respecting it? It could be popular over here like NFL, but if the NFL doesn't catch on everywhere else, it's not going to be an Olympic sport.
Right.
My other sport, which this is going to be a short take because I was given squash, but it doesn't make its debut until 2028 in LA. And it's kind of like racquetball. There's in the competition. They actually do something to the ball to make it more squishier. And the favorites in it.
I don't know, but man, you interrupted him.
Yeah, Egypt and Peru would be the ones to look out for. They got really good athletes, and their countrywide is.
They play squash.
Yeah, and it's basically more over in the Asian, Middle Eastern part is where it's really popular.
Okay.
So they'll make its debut in 2020. I wanted to bring up handball.
Bring up handball. I mean, if your one sport isn't even a sport until 4 more years from now,
and it's fine. So handball is like a mixture between basketball, soccer, and kind of like football in a way. So you have a ball and you're running down the field, and it's like instead of kicking it into the net, you're throwing it into the net. But then they're setting up outside like this arch area, like a perimeter, like it is. They're passing it behind the back. They're shooting it. I watched. If you guys get a quick chance to watch the highlights of the 2016 Rio gold medal game between Denmark and Croatia, that was a really good match. And then it was back and forth physicality. Like they're doing pick and rolls, and they're not just like sitting for a pick. They're like throwing their shoulders into it. It was a really good match.
So it's like rugby.
Yeah, like rugby in a way. So Spain, Croatia, Denmark would be the ones to look out for. U.S. did not qualify in the Olympics for this sport. I'm seeing a trend here because the United States is not.
Look, I mean, we play actual basketball in the United States,
Yeah.
actual football, soccer. So they don't do other sports. If it's not professional, they don't really.
Mike Tirico on the opening ceremonies did give handball like a nod. Like, if you ever get a chance to watch, it's going to be on the Peacock app.
I watched an episode.
Yeah.
Or not an episode, but a match. Part of a match. Speaking of off topic, do you know how much United States pays their gold winners?
How much?
$37,000 or $30,000. You only make $30,000. You win a gold medal in the United States because
I'll take it.
Okay, Italy's paying $180,000 if you win a gold medal.
Well, Michael
Croatia's been paying like $200,000, or Serbia pays like $200,000 if you win a gold medal. But I mean, those countries don't have professional sports like us. So like special basketball and stuff, like 30 grand is nothing to them.
Yeah.
But you got people like Simone Biles or gymnastics and other sports that don't make money, and they're honing their craft for free, and then you only get $30,000 after 4 years.
Right.
So just thought that was interesting. So I'm gonna bring up the next.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was checking to make sure we were good.
Oh, the next sport I'm gonna bring up.
Falls down.
The next sport I want to bring up is actually water polo, because you mentioned yeah, go ahead, turn that off. Mike Tirico.
Yeah.
So water polo commentator for that is Kenny Albert, who does hockey.
Yes.
So it makes it way interesting. He's like, oh, they're on the penalty. I'm like, dude, it's like I'm watching hockey, but they're in the water.
Right.
First of all, props to them. Swimming alone is hard, but when you're treading water with one hand, holding the ball with the other, I thought they could at least touch the bottom. No, it's deep end. So they're treading water, holding the ball up,
And flip and
and passing it and all this other stuff. So props. So a little bit about water polo. I'm just gonna go into the favorites here. First of all, the U.S. water polo team for women's, they're going for, I believe, their fourth straight gold.
Nice.
Right? But they had funding problems. So they got funded by someone that I don't know if we all love him, but we all know him. Flavor Flav.
Oh boy.
Flavor Flav is funding the women's polo team. I don't know what I guess he just heard something. He's like, hey, let me do something good for United States in the Olympics. I don't know how he came across water polo. I don't know if he's been a fan of water polo. I mean, if we could get Flavor Flav out here to find out, that'd be great.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, I heard that on when I was watching the water polo. It was USA versus Greece. USA dominated like 15-2 or something like that.
Right.
But when I heard that, I was like, I gotta bring that up. Flavor Flav is funding their costs, which brings my point, right? You only get 37,000 for a winning goal, and you got teams like this who
get funded.
They're going for their fourth straight goal.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
Clearly, they're favorites. Hungary, Greece, and Spain are also favorites as well. But I just told you this: Greece just got dominated by the United States.
Right.
Could
be a rematch too, could it? You think?
It could. I mean, this was just pool play, so I mean, if they do good and everything like that, they could definitely go into the rounds and end up rematching. Hungary is all for men's. Hungary is the winningest men's program. History with 9 gold medals. They're looking to be back on the podium and back to their winning ways because the last couple they've been out. Right. Serbia and Croatia and Italy are also heavy favorites, as Serbia is the reigning champions. So those are just some things to look out for. I haven't seen the men's polo, but the women's one was very entertaining.
Right.
I'm definitely heavily invested now. If Flavor Flav's gonna be invested, I'm gonna be invested.
Right.
Hey, look, he better show up with that clock around his neck too. Okay. Right. What was that song? The Flavor of Love.
Flavor of Love. I think.
Yeah. You're looking for some flavor of love in the city of love, right?
Was Tila Tequila a spinoff of that?
Was she part of it?
I don't know. I just
Tila
felt like,
Tequila.
I feel like all the
I've
TV
heard
slips
name,
to one another, but
look, I was gonna say the Rock of Love, but that was what's his
Right.
name? Brett Michaels.
Brett Michaels.
So that's water polo. I'm gonna do one more real quick. Since I only have one more, we'll just do the last two because mine's breaking, and that's basically breakdancing. Breakdancing is now an Olympic sport this year.
Lady Gaga could have won a medal.
She breakdance?
She could try.
I mean, look, I had to take on this.
But she have to go by her regular name. Lady Gaga, that's not an Olympic name.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna give you these. I'm gonna give you their names, their breakdancing names. The B-boy Victor. You got B-boy Phil Wizard.
Okay, she can go over there. Then.
Yeah, so I mean, the Wizard. So this is the first year it's a sport. How they're gonna score is the 60% of the score is based on creativity and performativity. That's the word they used online. So it did not recognize it as a word. The other 40% will be personality, musicality, technique, and variety. So that's how they're going to do the score. So most of the scoring is going to be pretty much creativity and performity. Probably like how you perform, how you execute the moves.
Right.
So the top for the B-boys is what they call them. Beatboxing boys, I guess, or breaking boys, is B-boy Victor, B-boy Phil Wizard, which Wizard is not his last name, from Canada. Victor is from the United States. And B-boy Shakik from Japan.
Shit geek, okay.
The top B girls is B girl 671 from China. It sounds like an android from Dragon Ball Z.
Sounds like they couldn't pronounce her name and they gave her a bunch of numbers.
It's the Terminator. The T2, right? Yeah. The B671. And then B girl Amy from Japan. And then Nakia, again, I went to Nick on my phone, from Lithuania. So those are the top. Every time I read though, they did put Lithuania girl first.
Yeah.
She won the world in 2023, the world beatboxing champion, and Victor's won I think the last two. That's why they become the favorites. And when I looked at the favorites, I mean, third place for Japan was like a plus 1,000. So I mean, they did say B-boy Jethro or Jeffo from the United States. He's also a sleeper.
Okay.
But they start August 9th. So I mean, you got a while to watch it. I might actually watch it just to see because I know if I do breakdancing, it will be breaking a neck or a hip or something.
It won't be dancing.
I'll break my hip.
It definitely won't be dancing, but that's definitely interesting that they brought breakdancing to the Olympics. I know they're doing flag football in a couple of years. I know they're getting rid of baseball. That's another thing. But that's because you can't get the world's top players because they're all playing in the MLB and no one's going to want their player to go play for the Olympic shut because that's what they're doing with WNBA.
Yeah.
They're losing their star players. So they're shutting down because you can't go, oh, yeah, just take our best players and then they end up losing.
That's what the NHL does during the regular season. When the Olympics are done, they pause the regular season until the Olympics are done.
Right.
So they start earlier in the year so they can.
That year they do. So that's in 2 more years they'll do that. Yeah. So that's – but, yeah, this year I want to bring up before – keep going is the WNBA All-Stars faced off against Team USA, and let's just say the WNBA All-Stars beat Team USA.
Yeah.
By like 13, 14 points, 20 points, something like that. It was ridiculous. Caitlin Clark did okay, but Angel Reese did good. So, I mean, but if you think about, though, the WNBA All-Stars and Team USA, they're all from USA. So
mostly, yeah.
Your toughest competition was in the WNBA that did get picked and not playing for other countries. So.
Yeah, and Dawn Staley did say today that she does regret not picking Caitlin Clark.
See, the only thing with Caitlin Clark is because you're pausing the WNBA.
Yeah.
So you got the Olympics, but no Caitlin Clark. So is that going to hurt the viewership later? Right. That's all I can think of. Is now
it won't hurt the WNBA viewership.
It might because now you're off of the WNBA because you're focusing on the Olympics. And if you're not thinking WNBA because of Caitlin Clark, you go back. That's all I say.
Yeah, some will.
We'll see if it really hurts it or if it just was fine. But we'll see.
Well, they're going to finish up right around the time NFL starts, so it's going to get pushed away anyway.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, NFL always king.
Yeah,
but go ahead and finish your two.
All right.
A little quick synopsis.
Well, I forgot what was his again.
I don't know, but Jake's got Mr. Book Reports over here. He got triathlon still to do.
I got a little book reports.
Look. Tell the book report on the triathlon. Look, he told me the other day what it includes. I said, you know, I would be in it. Dead.
Yeah, right.
And the swim, I'd be dead.
I think this is his best book reports he's ever done. Even all the school ones, he just read the back of the book and just made a report off that.
Look, there's a time I did a book report. I read the first 4 pages, the last 5 pages. I got an A+. Thank you very much. Teacher says she wanted to read the book. I said, so do I.
You already got the grade too, right?
Okay, so
at the end of the school year.
So my last 2 sports are triathlon and artistic gymnastics.
I told him.
Sorry, every time he says artistic, the first time I heard it was autistic. I was like, oh, I want to watch that one.
Okay.
I'm trying not to get us canceled, so I don't have a take on that word.
Okay, so the history and description of the triathlon is that it first made its debut at the 2000 Summer Olympics in Sydney, Australia, with men's and women's individual events. The Olympic triathlon consists of a 1.5 kilometer swim, a 40-kilometer bike ride, and a 10-kilometer run. The race is continuous with no stops between the 3 legs.
Now for most of our, American friends over here.
Okay, so the swim.
I mean, we are popular in Poland and Canada, but.
Okay, so I did look up the transition to miles. So the 1.5 kilometer is about just under a mile swim. The 40-kilometer bike ride is about over 24 miles. And the 10-kilometer is about 6 miles. So
you're looking at about 31 miles. So it's continuous motion.
Continuous motion.
Swim is almost a mile, yes.
Swim, bike ride, and run?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you swim a mile?
Yeah. I ain't
consistently.
I ain't biking and running.
Yeah. Have you tried to swim a mile?
Yeah.
You can do that now?
Can you swim a mile, then bike 40 miles?
I just said I couldn't do that. I can swim a mile. That's about as far as I'm going to go.
I tried swimming the mile at the workout the other day.
Yeah.
I got about 36 meters. I mean, 61 meters.
And so the transition between each leg is the important part of the race because it's a race strategy because you have to target each.
Somebody said hi, babe. Go, keep going.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So the countries to look out for is France, the U.S., and Germany. And France is the favorites to dethrone the defending champs and the full complement. The complement of 6 athletes to choose from. The French don't look to have a weakness. They retained the bulk of the squad that landed 4 consecutive team mixed relays from 2018, and with the women on legs 2 and 4 having the fast finishing. Beauregard and Perriot on the anchor could be the key.
Okay.
But you okay? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we good. We good.
Okay.
We just had a telepathic moment.
USA, Taylor Knib and Morgan Pearson returned from the team that picked up silver in Tokyo. Will be joined by Seth Ryder, picked from the higher ranked Matt McElroy as a relay specialist. Both Taylor Spivey and Kirsten Kasparov plenty of super sprint pedigree thanks to their success in the Super Tree Series. Germany, being the reigning relay world champions, underline the Germans' credentials, and like the French, they also have the full quota of 6 triathletes to pick from. Tim Helwig.
Mike that again. Hang on, keep going, dude. Keep going.
Okay. I don't want to butcher these names.
Just don't say them.
I'll butcher them. What names?
I'll get
the
tagged.
German names.
Up 10.
9. Tim Helwig, Lassie Lohaus, and Jonas Schoenberg have enough. Yeah, Jonas Schoenberg, Leslie Lures, and Tim Helwig.
Okay, I'm dyslexic and
Helwig was easy.
We're having a lot of tapping, and it's very arithmetic.
Yeah. I honestly didn't know a whole lot about triathlon before researching it, but
Yeah.
after doing a lot of research on it, it seems like a sport I would watch and be entertained for.
Yeah.
All right, artistic gymnastics. The
Like
history.
and subscribe. That's probably no. Is it on?
Yeah. That might be the ticking of the clock.
Oh fuck, it could be.
Yeah, it's probably
It's very rhythmic. All right, keep going.
Okay. Artistic gymnastics has been part of every Summer Olympics since the first modern games in 1896. The events originally included disciplines like acrobatics and climbing
like
that
and
are
subscribe.
difficult to consider artistic. The 1924 Paris Games established the foundation of the Olympic gymnastics program with the addition of men's individual and team competition. In 1928, women were allowed to compete for the first time in Amsterdam, performing similar events then, but with the addition of the balance beam. The women's program was further developed in 1952 with 7 events, which was eventually standardized to 6 events for the 1960 Rome Games. Countries to look out for is the U.S., Brazil, China, and Italy. U.S., they are the favorite to win the gold in the team finals. Simone Biles is the overall favorite in all-around competition on the vault and floor. She qualified for for the finals in all 5 individual events, which is impressive.
Yeah, she did that today.
And Jordan Chiles will also compete on the floor for the U.S.
Wait a minute, we're going to Chili's?
No. Jordan is.
Okay.
Rebecca Andrade for Brazil is a good favorite to root for in the competition. As an overall team, Brazil is another favorite to look out for. So it's China and Italy.
First of all, she's not someone to cheer for, okay? We're Americans, so we're cheering for USA. Go Simone Biles. Bring Jonathan Owens back to the Packers.
Yeah, he's with the Bears now.
I thought he was with the
he's with the Bears.
Texans. Or was that was before the Packers?
That was before.
All right, so
And I got one more.
hold on, no, he's still going.
Are you
No,
still
I'm
good?
good.
Oh, you looked at me like you're still going.
You guys are good.
So
Why'd
yeah,
you
Simone
cut me
Biles,
off?
the only person I know. So I'm cheering for Simone Biles. Go
Oh, the
Wheaties.
like and subscribe was for
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, always.
Do you want to do a quick plug real quick? We'll keep going.
So plug is B&L Creative Designs for all your woodworking need. Planter boxes, you want jewelry boxes. They're also making prayer bracelets and other jewelry.
Yes, they are.
Please reach out to B&L Creative Designs on Facebook or you can message one of us. We can get you some quotes on some stuff. They do signs, shadow boxes. Also want to do a plug for Creative Vets again.
Yep.
Just because they got back to me that they might be able to do a phone call and get on an interview, so that'd be great. So I told you about that, right?
Yeah,
the Creative
yeah,
Vets and
yeah.
So what they
Yep.
do is the guy is from the military. He was in the Marines. He takes people's stories and he puts them into songs that were overseas, PTSD, things like that. And then he has like Justin Moore, famous singers, sing on them. If you ever want to go check out their website, it's Creative Vets, or Creative TS is how you would spell it, .org. They do ask for donations. You don't have to give. You can just check out the message and see what they're about. Hopefully we can get them on a phone call or something, and he can go over more detail. And that will be a separate episode. That won't be a Sunday.
Yeah.
That would be something we do differently if we get there, so we can dedicate the proper time to this organization. So
Cool.
There's that.
Cool.
Now back to Carl with his last two sports.
So coming in hot. Okay. Why I say that is because we decided to do 4, so I went off and did surfing. Funny story about that. That's actually going to be taking place in Tahiti. Why? Because the Olympic Committee said there was better waves there, and they wanted to do it there. It's a mere over less than 10,000 miles away from Paris, France, where the games are being played. That's the longest sporting event that's away from the actual venue in Olympic history. Do you know who one of the commentators is?
Payman.
No. Well, he was in the opening ceremonies.
Kelly Clarkson.
Nope.
Peyton Manning.
No.
Hold on.
He
I
just said
Peyton
I
Manning.
did not hear that.
So wait. Is it someone big?
Is it Bethany Hamilton?
Colin Jost.
No way.
Yeah, because he actually surfs in his off time up in Long
Dude
Island.
from Saturday Night Live?
Yep.
Is he cracking jokes?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
What? I want to watch it now.
Well, yeah, you better watch it. It's almost finishing up. It'll be finished up tomorrow.
Kelly Slater's doing good, right? I'm pretty sure
Hopefully.
he might be too. He might be in his 40s.
How they're doing it is
This is
we
the
already
first
know.
year, right?
No, it's been in it for a little while now.
Okay.
I got a burp coming on. Sorry, I'm gassy tonight. Freaking pregame food we had. So sorry, I hit the thing. So 24 men, 24 women, and they do like competitive heats, like one versus like you and me go up against one another, and winner plays Jake or whatever, and they're determined on world rankings. So like they'll have like, let's say the first 4 would get like a 2-round bye because of all the seeding.
Because there's 24.
Because there's 24. So like first 4 would just wait 2 rounds and then go so on and so forth. The favorites to win is John Florence, and yeah, that's his actual name. Griffin Colapinto. They're both U.S. They're both 1 and 2 in the world. The defending champion is gold medalist from Brazil, Italio Ferreira, and he did not compete in this, so there will be a new Olympic gold medalist. Well, I guess we got a sorry comment. What's going on here?
Is he living in Correctionville?
Who?
What?
It's Caleb Godwin.
I work with that dude.
Oh, dang. And then,
Miss you too, Caleb.
Carissa Moore is the defending gold medalist in the women's side. Am I good, or you guys just want to talk about that?
Someone that I work with knows him and says, "Tell him I met Zach really bad."
Oh,
it's a guy though.
That makes it weirder. So,
I miss my Pookies, Jake and Caleb too.
Right?
Hey,
Send some love.
Judge me for my pookie.
Send some friendly love Carl's way. Nobody likes to hear about Carl. Like my shorts only get like 10 views. You guys just do this, and you guys get like 50. I don't know what my deal
Sounds
is.
like jealousy. Okay.
Hey, Jake was just saying how he gets no views.
Because he doesn't post anything.
I don't do
I
the
know.
promos because you.
He said the last one was like 15, but like we get no less than 30.
Now, yeah. So Carissa Moore is going to be retiring after these Olympics, so she's the odds-on favorite to win it again. 2 other ladies to look out for is Caitlin Simmers and Caroline Marks. They are also 1 and 2 ranked in the world. U.S. is a heavy favorite to go gold in both men and women.
I mean, we surf a lot.
Yes.
At least in California and Hawaii, they do.
So I can't feel my hand. That's weird. So
I can't feel my hand when I'm with you.
why can't you feel your hand while you're surfing, dude?
No,
I know what he's talking about. I'm trying to make him talk a little bit more.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. So I picked surfing because it's one of those sports that we know about, but I wanted to go more in depth on the athletes and where they're doing it,
Right.
other than actual sport. We know what they do. They go ride waves. The bigger the wave, the bigger the score, and all that sort of stuff. So I kind of went in the actual how the competition works. It's actually going on right now, and I think it wraps up either tomorrow or Tuesday. And then it also depends on the tide and everything. Like if the tide's really bad, they won't even let them go out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they do in Hawaii when it's like 25. There's a place in Hawaii people love on the North Shore, and the waves can get so high it goes onto the road that's up there.
Right.
I've been there before. It's freaking awesome. But that's why U.S.
Cal-
dominates because you got Hawaii.
Calico Rock.
There you go. But they won't let them do it in the Olympics.
Nope.
So was that your last sport, or you had another one?
That was it. Now I got all my sports done.
How did you have to? We have 2 more. I don't know.
I have 4. 2. One of them's not playing until.
Yeah, but you switched it to handball.
I did do handball. I did taekwondo, surfing, handball,
handball and squash were part of your 4.
Yeah, we're
I
part
thought
of
you.
4.
I thought
Surfing
you
was the
pivoted.
last one I picked.
I thought you pivoted to handball because squash wasn't around. I think they're doing pickleball too in 2028.
I like the pickleball sandwich.
2028's gonna be in LA. So that's pretty cool.
Sorry, I'm just
They're pretty much what they're doing is go, hey, we're gonna go only sports with rackets, okay?
So for the first time in 26 years, they're gonna host the Olympics.
Wasn't golf used to be an Olympic sport too?
I think it still is. I thought it wasn't.
I didn't hear anything.
So
this year.
what is our take? Like, what is the difference between actually breakdancing or breaking? He said that was so loud. Well, you should see me later. So so what is the difference between breaking and gymnastics? Because I feel like you kind of have the same. And
breaking is break dancing. It's dancing.
It's dancing, but you're also
but
doing
gymnastics. You're not spinning on top of your head.
No, but at the same time, you're doing these, moves like dancing.
I mean, you're not dancing on a beam either.
That's my favorite part.
And the flip.
That's my favorite part of gymnastics is the balance beam. I don't know why, it just is.
Flipping, you're having a bad day.
Especially if you're a guy. He
That
goes
bone-
straight to
Woo! I'm pretty sure that bone hurts too. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I understand, but I mean, it's different, right?
Yeah.
Because breakdancing, you're doing a dance move, you're doing like on the ground, like when you're doing artistic gymnastics and you're dancing around, you're not really going around and doing like the flips. It's like the spinner room Booker T, okay?
Yeah.
Booker T should be in the Olympics 2028. See the
but you got to do the it won't do well without the music. I'm sorry, he has to.
Well, I mean, I'll check it out August 9th, and I'll tell you if there's any music or not.
But they have to have his theme song when he.
They're gonna do it.
Yeah,
no,
they gotta
he's
do
got,
it.
He's got at least be a special commentator. The Shucky Ducky moment of the night.
5 times. I fell on my ass.
You know what else we should do?
What?
We should believe in Joe Hendry. I'm just gonna keep saying his name until he appears, because they say if you say his name, he'll appear.
Okay, you have a major hard on for that, dude.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know where the Olympics are going to be at in 2034? They just announced earlier this week where the winner is going to be. It was a previous host back in 2002. There's your hint.
Salt Lake City.
I was actually asked to fucking do it.
Sorry. I already knew the answer.
Yeah.
Well,
next year, the next summer is in L.A.
God, these texts are getting in. Sorry.
The next summer is in L.A. Yeah. So we should go.
No, I want to go to Australia.
Okay, you have fun with the. Yeah, actually, let's go. So
that's
I can find my kangaroo. I want to find my kangaroo.
That's what I said. He's like, why don't you want to go to LA? It's cheaper to fly. I'm like, you don't want to go to Australia? Go discover the outback.
I told you,
an onion.
I could take on any random kangaroo. You take me to Australia, someone fund that, I'll go and I will fight a kangaroo.
No
I'm gonna go and videotape and getting his butt kicked.
Look, I didn't say I was gonna win.
I
did say I was gonna win.
Yeah, you did say you're gonna win.
The only Olympic
say you're gonna get your butt kicked.
The only Olympic sport that you qualify for is
kangaroo fighting.
Kangaroo
and you
fighting.
Get your butt kicked.
Hey, if kangaroo fighting becomes an Olympic sport, I'll be the first and only entry in.
There you go. You might have some crazy ones.
Bobby Bones might join because he said
Bobby
he could
Bones,
do it too.
2 people from Australia. We're gonna set some random guy from Japan just to make it even.
Hey, look, if 5 or 6 random dads from Wisconsin and win curling, I could probably win fighting a kangaroo.
Right.
I will not fight a koala though.
No.
Those things are vicious.
No.
They look cute, but look, so does the gremlins.
Yes.
And children.
So next topic is list it.
List this.
List this.
We should like pre-recordings. Just press the button. We're going list this.
We do have a custom sound button.
Yeah, but I think it's only one. But anyway.
Why are we trying it out now? We're live.
So anyway, what's the list this topic?
Top 5 countries you would like to visit. Going
Now,
off of the
now,
Olympics.
now, have we already visited this country? Or is it a country you haven't visited? And
Whatever
describe visited, because if you're there for a few hours and explore a little bit around a base or something, is that considered visited or no?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Okay, I'm gonna count that it's not because I didn't go sightseeing.
If you're there, I would say you had to be there at least maybe
A day,
a day.
and
That-
sightseeing,
Sightseeing.
not
yeah.
just wander around because there's nothing else to do for 6 hours while you're waiting for.
So
a
you're
plane.
basically doing a come and go, hit it and quit it and bye.
That's what I did.
Oh.
All right, so
Did
who wants to start first?
you do any? Did you have your listed this week?
I forgot we were doing it.
Okay,
Oh,
cool. You
nice.
can go last.
Okay.
I'll. You want to go first? Then we'll go.
Yeah, we'll go first. I'll go
clockwise?
first. We'll go clockwise.
I
on
forgot we were
on
doing
the
it.
camera, it's clockwise.
You guys didn't tell me
Hey,
we were
guys,
doing it.
And by
Watch
all
the
means,
promos.
everyone joining us for the first time or whatever, just remember, put down some questions and we will answer them. Any kind of questions.
Yeah, we actually
Does
got
not
a fan.
matter.
We actually have a fan question.
We do have a fan question to go over later. I do remember that.
So, top 5 countries I wanted to visit. This is kind of a 5A, 5B type thing. So
It's a big board.
It's a big board. Greenland, Iceland.
So Greenland and ice. So
Yeah.
why Greenland?
Just
You know
unique-
it's not green.
No. It's
Okay.
Iceland is green and Greenland
Do you
is
know
ice.
why that is?
Why?
The Vikings they all named it that way so that way it could throw people off. I mean, you're not throwing people off now in this day and age, but when they first did it, they got the word out about Greenland.
Yep.
So people would go to Greenland and not Iceland.
Yep, I'd actually read that.
Okay.
I just think it's unique because they actually have like a somewhat of a it's like a volcano, but you can actually go swim down from it and it keeps the water hot. Like you
So
know
a
how
hot spring.
it's like a hot spring, yeah.
Okay.
I always thought that's really cool to do.
And that's Greenland?
Greenland or Iceland, I don't remember. Matt Lauer, where you at on that? Because you were there for We're in the World one year. Like how I mentioned Matt Lauer. Watch, he just randomly shows up. So I'm gonna keep going here. Number 4 would be Jamaica.
Bahama. Ooh, I
Ready,
want
mama, your baby mama. What? Okay,
Key Largo.
that's a place I want to take for my 10-year wedding anniversary. It's geothermal heating, yeah, in Iceland.
Okay.
Number 3 was Guam.
First of all, I've heard some things about Guam
Okay,
because there's a military base there.
yeah,
And I actually got off of a subtender that got stationed there after I left because they're going to make a civilian ship. They're like, nah, we're going to keep it military. So they lost all their people and then bring more people in.
Right.
And they said, I'm lucky I didn't go to Guam because it's pretty much the base and then a little bit of civilization, decent amount of civilization.
right.
But it's pretty much like, what's the word I'm looking for? Confined.
Confined.
I guess so that's all I've heard about Guam. I've never been there. The people that have been there said it's a pretty nice place.
I would say that it would just I've heard a lot about it. And I just wanted to see what it's about. Now, like I said, only got to spend a day there for this and then move on. What's up?
I actually know someone that's from Guam. I work with him. His name's Sam.
What do you think about Guam?
He said he's pretty good there. It's just
Pretty
not a lot of work to this. That's why he.
Oh yeah.
Do they have American currents? Were we part of that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We're morons, so we need help.
Sorry for
Guam.
that. Hit the wrong button.
No, as long as you didn't turn us off.
Yeah, we're still live. We just don't know.
I hit the screen button.
So
Hopefully you
got
can read the-
Greenland, Iceland, and Guam.
Greenland /Iceland, Jamaica, Guam. Number 2 is France.
That'd be pretty good.
There's more to do than just Paris. You have the Cannes Film Festival. You have the Eiffel Tower. You have Monte Carlo. Well, that's Morocco. So France would be one that I would like to check out. And, why not? Let's go eat some ratatouille. So you're going to just keep looking away or what?
Sorry, I just heard the door.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
No-
then so
Number 1, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so what's number 1?
Italy.
Italy would be nice. I mean,
I give all the countries the boot.
again, that's one of those countries I was in there for like an hour or 2, 3 hours waiting for the plane. So I
Right.
just walked around what the base was. So the architect looked great.
Right.
See, a lot of my countries is pretty much because of the architect and history and
Yeah.
like culture.
Colosseum for me. Leaning Tower, Florence, I think is
Now
really
Italy's
good.
gonna be more of a month trip, right?
Yeah,
A week
more
or so.
like a week. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of its own.
If I go to Italy, I'm gonna get more fat than I already am.
Mm-mm. And I heard somewhere that one of the guys that I was instructed by went to Italy, and they were like, "Hey, what do you guys want to eat?" And he just said, "Yeah, just get pizza," and that's it. Kicked them out because they didn't order enough food. Yeah,
Didn't
They-
order enough food.
didn't order enough food. I'm like, is that
Well, I
really
mean,
a
their
thing?
size are
Their portion size is really huge.
yeah, they can be huge. So, all right, any more?
That's it. So Greenland, Iceland, Jamaica, Guam, France, Italy.
All right, so you actually got my number 5 as well, Iceland.
Iceland. Okay.
I want to go to Iceland, and not because Bombay and the Mighty Ducks.
no. I just.
But
it's
no,
just-
I've seen there was a show on Netflix where they traveled
Yeah.
and with Zac Efron and somebody else.
Yep.
And they went to Iceland, and I've already wanted to go to see Reykjavik. Awesome. Like
Yep.
it just looks amazing. Like I'm all about the beauty. So I definitely want to go there, see glaciers. I've always saw glaciers in Alaska, but Iceland would be great.
Right.
Clear water, everything like that. Number 4 for me is Finland. Go to Helsinki. I've heard
Helsinki.
great things about Finland. There's somebody I know in Finland, so at least I got a tour guide.
All right.
Viva La Bam.
Viva la
went
Bam.
to Finland a lot, Bam Margera,
Yep.
and it just looked good. So definitely something I want to learn history about the Finland, kind of like, and then kind of go into Sweden, Norway, and all that stuff. So kind of go see that stuff. I've always wanted to go. Number 3, France is
Yep.
also on there, right? I've always wanted to go to France, and not so much just Paris, but see like the countryside. Because when I went to England, like I went to London, I went to the city of Bath. It's a
Yeah.
historic city. On the way there, saw Stonehenge. Bath is amazing.
Would you check out the cathedral?
In France?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Roman Catholic, right? Or no, the
The-
Notre Dame or whatever.
Yeah,
it
I
is?
go to Notre Dame. Yeah, Catholic. Yeah, I
Yep.
definitely go to that. Go to the catacombs and stuff because I know the nuns out there.
Nunya. Nunya
No,
business.
the nun, the movie.
Okay, I know.
Hey, look, that's based on a true
I know.
story. But yeah, I'd love to go to see France, see the old buildings, things
Yep.
like that. Learn a little bit more about French culture, Napoleon. Number 2 would have to be Greece.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Greece. I want to see where the Greek freaks from, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Great.
But no, I've always wanted to see Greece. Every movie I see with Greece, I mean, you got the hills. I think in
Mhm.
Greece was also Equalizer 2
Yeah.
was in Greece. Like
You have Athens. You have
yeah,
Mykonos.
Athens. You have Olympus gods, all that,
Yeah.
everything. Like
Right.
Greece sounds amazing. I actually want to do a cruise through the Greece islands.
Yep. That would be nice.
And then number 1,
I want to see if I can guess. Australia.
no,
Damn.
that was a close number 6.
New Zealand.
No,
Okay. You can tell us.
it has a great festival
Ireland.
known around the world. They made a movie about it.
Germany.
Germany, yes, Beer Fest.
That's funny.
But there's different types of Beer Fest. Like the main one, someone's like, when you go, don't go to one that's like in like Munich or Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Go to the other one because there's less people and there's less tourists, so it's
Yeah.
more authentic.
Yeah.
But I want to see, Germany by far.
Germany.
I want to see kind of like what was going on with the camps and stuff
Yep.
like that for the Jewish camps. I want to go see Hitler's sites. I just want to see the historic stuff of Germany,
Yep.
where the Berlin Wall was. I mean, that to me would be the dream vacation. So if there's anybody out there that wants to sponsor that trip, be a very good time.
Very good time.
That's my best for it, I guess.
So-
So now you've heard us talk. You've had plenty of time to do research. Not
I did.
really. But-
I did Google top countries.
But I mean, you had to have some countries in your mind that you
I
wanted to
did.
see. You Google top countries? No, don't Google the top countries.
I did.
What's your top countries?
Okay, so
I think he Googled him to make sure he knew what he was talking
Yeah.
about.
He's gonna
maybe.
put Ethiopia.
Oh man,
no.
you may not come back.
See, Africa was gonna be on my list, but the problem with
5
Africa,
being
I'll speak this real quick because I just thought of it. The problem with Africa is you don't know when they're in like a civil war or something that's going on, like Hotel Rwanda
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So you don't know when it's the good time or a bad time to go one of those countries. I heard Africa is great, but if you go at the wrong time, you might not come back.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, number 5
Be a different
is
man.
France.
France.
beautiful out there. And
So
pretty country to see.
Work census. We need to go to France.
yeah, I think
Yes.
that's gonna be your
Boys trip.
right.
Right.
Would you go there to eat too? I hear the cuisine's pretty good.
Yes, I might get more fat than I already am.
Okay.
Number 4 being Greece.
Yep.
Greece because of like I want to go see like the ruins of like ancient Greece and all
Yeah,
that.
Athens. And
Athens.
I'm a big like ancient Greece
Hercules.
history fan and all
Hercules.
that, so I like seeing that.
Was it a Poseidon
Achilles.
or Achilles or whatever?
Achilles tendon?
Yeah.
Achilles tendon. Yep. Number
Do you know why? By the way, his tendon was his weak spot.
because his mom got him by the heel.
When he dipped him in, and the only place you could hold him was the Achilles.
Yep.
Made
him immortal, except the one. First of all, you go and dunk the dude. Just dunk the dude. Okay, dunkaroo. Okay, why can't your hand get wet?
Dunkaroo.
Just drop him for a second and bring him back out.
Number 3 being Australia. They're just really beautiful out there. I like go seeing the outback. I like go seeing.
Let me know how those spiders get you.
I heard the one bad thing is the huge ass spiders.
Don't worry, they won't bite you. They just eat you.
I like
And,
on
like,
on
those-
his list on his phone there. It's all the countries with their native flag on it too.
And seeing all the beautiful like animals they have, the outback.
Oh, you just had to Google countries, so you know the names of the countries.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, I go that one, that one, that one, and that
Because
one.
I want to go the one with the leprechauns.
Number 2 being Ireland. I've always wanted to go see.
You just nailed it there, didn't you? Okay, Ireland. Why Ireland?
I heard it's really beautiful. They also have some ancient ruins that I'd like to go see.
Okay.
Okay.
And number 1 being Iceland. I heard it's really beautiful and have those.
So we're consensus on France and Iceland. I mean, Australia was up there for me, right?
Greece
Right.
is going to be a 6
See,
one
Greece,
for me.
Greece for me, like I kind of been there. That's one of the ones where I was there for like 5 hours trying to find something to do. So I just stayed on base, but it was also late at night. So like I got a beer or something, and that was about it. But I didn't want to travel too far because you don't want to get left, be in the military, not make the plane, and then you're in a country you don't even know.
Right.
But I would, like I said, I saw the architect, like you said, beautiful and everything like that. Ireland would be fun.
Yes, I agree.
I'll probably be the only sober one there.
Now, have you guys been to any countries that are pretty cool that maybe one of us wanted to see?
Never been outside the U.S.
Man, you barely been outside Iowa and Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've been outside Iowa and Wisconsin.
Been to Mexico and Canada.
So I've been to Mexico. I've been to Canada. I was in Bahamas when I was young. I don't remember it. I was like 7 years old, and I drank fruit punch. I drank fruit punch and thought it was fruit punch. Yeah, it was a Bahama Mama. Who keeps a Bahama Mama and a fruit punch in the hotel lobby so a 7-year-old can get a hold of it?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Where was this at again? So
Bahamas.
Okay, Bahamas. Let me write this down.
I've been to Canada a couple times. But with the military, I went to UAE, so Dubai. That was pretty cool, but that's the only port where you pull into, so I've been there like 7 times. And then England. England was great. I missed South Africa. I was joking about the South Africa, but they were telling me for a 5,000 aircraft carrier ship that we had one Liberty boat that could carry 50 people.
I didn't think you were kidding. So,
but I'm just saying I never been there. Just telling me what it was. But England was great, like I said, from the Navy. But other than that, like I haven't been outside the country that much, and I got a passport, and it's like I need to use it.
Well, why not South America? Like, what would country?
South America, I would if I could go to South. See, South America is another one because you have the cartel and drugs and stuff. So you got to be careful
Central
where you
America's
go.
off limits,
Go to
so.
Colombia.
Yeah,
You got to be careful where to go, and like you can go to Colombia, you can go to Chile, you can go to Argentina, Brazil, all these places. You just got to be careful what you do and where you go.
Yeah.
Like even Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, great place. You got that statue and everything. You still got to be careful and follow like tourist guides or people where they tell you where you can go.
Right.
Same with Jamaica. You go outside like some of the tourist places. I had a warrant officer, so she was a warrant officer. It's kind of like it's an officer, but they were enlisted at one point, and for food. And she had a son in Jamaica. Well, they found out who he was and asked for money and tried to extort them and beheaded him. Oof. Because they knew, hey, your mom has money. Your mom's American. Like Jamaica, Bahamas are things where you can't just go because you will get murdered because they find out who you are and they figured you have money.
Right.
So, I mean, that's most countries, right?
Yeah, that's most.
I mean, not England, maybe not France, but you got Africa, you got South America, you got Mexico's another one that you can't just go out and do stuff.
No. We just got from the text line, Belize. That was actually not personally, but a former schoolmate of mine used to go down there like every summer and do some like church work with her church
Okay.
down there. And she said that was a really nice. That part is all right.
See, if I go anywhere like Belize, that's an island, right?
Yeah. I think.
Aruba and stuff. But I want the huts on the water.
Yeah.
That way you just get up, jump in the water. You know, everyone's like, "What about sharks?" I'm pretty sure they're good at keep making sure sharks don't come around.
And if they don't,
if
smack
you're gonna go to Australia, you're gonna see the great whites anyway. So anyway,
exactly.
But yeah, so that's a good list. I like that.
Yeah,
countries
it was good
and stuff. It ties in with the Olympics, and
it does.
Most of ours have Olympic stuff going on and stuff like that. And
yep.
Belize, I don't know if they have that many Olympic sports going on, but you know.
They may qualify for the Olympics in some sports, but they're not a very big country. They're small.
So we got a few moments left. When I say a few, we got about 20 or so minutes. So I think we're gonna go to
the NFL.
The NFL.
Starts this week with Houston playing Chicago for the Hall of Fame game
on
ABC and ESPN. If you guys want to catch that,
yeah, you want to catch the third stringers? Let's go.
Right. I don't think we're going to see. We're not going to see Caleb Williams or CJ Stroud. That's foolish.
No, I mean CJ Stroud definitely not. Caleb, the only reason you should see Caleb Williams is if someone from the starters are coming. Yeah, it's like you're not going to know how great he is if you're benching all his protection and you're benching all his weapons.
The stars are playing. You're going to see him play for a possession or two.
Yeah,
and they're not going to make.
And I think that should always be probably the last game. See, I'm a big thing that you don't want to play them and blah blah blah, and NFL's going to come to eventually stars, even if they're new rookies aren't going to play. Right. I always think that maybe the last game of the season you should have one or two possessions with the starters just to make sure you got game speed going on. Because practice, you can say game speed all you want. It's not game speed.
No, it's not.
I know I never gave game speeded, but you could fool the coach that you are. I'm not going to hit hard in practice.
Let's face it, preseason is for players trying to make the team, trying to last chance opportunities.
Right. It's not people who got drafted first overall.
No.
It's this generational quarterback.
No. So, you mentioned when we were promoting it, Brandon Ayuk.
Yes, Brandon Ayuk.
Where do we think he's going to go?
So there's a couple places I think he should go. I think the Raiders are going to make a big try to go for him. They just lost Gallup. Why not? I mean, they don't even have a star-studded quarterback.
No, it's Minshew and Aiden O'Connell right now.
Right. So you need the weapons.
Yep.
But the question is, do they have enough?
Well, if they bring in Ayuk, it would be them, Jacoby Myers, and Devontae Adams.
And then I think we mentioned both this. I think
people are making us laugh behind the camera. By the way,
I think the Vikings should try to go for him.
You think so?
I think they should, only because same with the Lions. They're getting better. On paper, we never know how execution looks.
No,
the Bears have gotten way better.
Yes,
on paper. I mean, someone gets hurt. Caleb Williams absolute blows. You know, maybe the receivers, Keenan Allen loses a lot of steps. There's a lot of variables.
Yeah.
And the Packers, Jordan Love, the way he did with no receivers.
Yeah.
They could always try to make a play. I don't think they will, but they could try to make a play. Right. I think he could also stay where he's at. You mentioned that too.
Yeah.
So that's always a big possibility of staying.
He's practicing with the team now. Like, you see two players hold out for whatever, if they want to get traded, better deals, and they just don't practice. He actually is going to practice. And we mentioned this yesterday, we'll call it pre-show prep he's practicing so people notice him, and he doesn't want to stiff his team.
Right, if you practice and people look, hey, he doesn't want to play for this team anymore, or he's holding out, but yeah, he's still practicing. That shows that you'll do whatever you can.
Yeah.
Also, but my play where I think he's gonna go, or where I think he should go, and this team with what they have, they need to go for him. They got a great tight end. They got a good quarterback. They just got one of the best running backs. And they got a great receiver.
Baltimore
Ravens should try to make a play. The only problem is, do they have enough without giving up a lot, right? Because they're going to have to give up something.
Yeah.
Now, granted, maybe you can get away with a mid-wide receiver and a first-round pick. and you could give them up because 49ers are loaded. They're not going to need a tight end. They're not going to need a running back. They're not going to need another wide receiver. They're probably not really going to need defense. So you could probably give away your number 2 and get Brandon Ayuk for number 2.
Yeah.
And then give up a number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
I would do that trade because you got Henry, you got Lamar Jackson, who's not going to be a running back this year because you got Derrick Henry.
You got somebody that can run the ball now.
I mean, he's still going to be a running back because, if he has to outrun the coverage and stuff, but then they don't have to do design runs for him.
No, they don't.
This is the season you're going to find out how good of a thrower he actually is.
Well, that's one of the things me and Jake were talking about last year with Lamar Jackson was that offensive coordinator kept him in the pocket last year. That's why he was able to win that MVP last year.
And stay healthy for once.
So I feel like this offensive coordinator is like they're committed to him and John Harbaugh saying, okay, we went out and got Derrick Henry. You need to stay in the pocket. Look what you did when you were in the pocket. Now we actually got your running back. If they just, like you said, if they hypothetically add Brandon Ayuk, they could probably take down the Chiefs.
And could have won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Lamar could finally win the Super Bowl, and you can stop this whole talk. Well, he's good. See, I hate this talk. Oh, he's good, but he didn't win a Super Bowl. Neither did Dan Marino, who's in the Hall of Fame.
And Dan Marino, I feel like
he went once, didn't he?
Once or twice.
I think he went once. And they said, "Oh, we'll be back because we're so great," and they never went back. It's so hard to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The fact that the Chiefs have been doing it, the Patriots, that just shows you how good those teams are, how good those coaches are, how good those organizations are.
It's such a competitive league.
I mean, I'm gonna bring this up to the day I die. The Packers have had 2 generational quarterbacks. You could have 3, but I'm not throwing my hat in Jordan Love being another stud at a quarterback.
Yeah.
He did great 1 year. Let's cool it. You got to do a couple more years of being great. But you've had 2 decades, almost 3 decades of straight great quarterback play, and you only got 2 Super Bowls, 1 each.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Love wins the Super Bowl next year, never wins again, but yeah, he's just as good as Rodgers. You're going to talk about 3 generational quarterbacks and only 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That just shows you how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl. So the fact that you got to build to win now.
Yeah.
You got to do win now. I'm big on, okay, cool draft picks this. There's another guy in sports. His name is Ben Maller. I quote him a lot. Big boards and this and that in the air everywhere. When I say we're in the air everywhere, that's him. But he says, F them picks. Because he's a Rams fan. The Rams said, F them picks for Matt Stafford and all them other people. And guess what? They won the Super Bowl. It paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not great now, but you know what? Win the Super Bowl at that moment. Win the Super Bowl, your fan base is happy for 10 years.
5 or 10.
5 to 10 years. Especially if you had the same core. Like you got Cooper Kupp, you got all them people. You can be happy because you compete.
I don't remember met a team that put more all into winning a Super Bowl than the Rams. They sacrificed a lot.
They sacrificed their future. And I'm big on that because here's the thing. We've talked about this before. Who's going to have a great career? We can all speculate Caleb Williams is going to be great. He could absolutely blow. He could go tearing a ligament and never play football again. But if you go out and get a stud, you know who you have. You got to do that. You have to get that because you know what you're getting. You don't know what you're getting when you draft these people.
Exactly.
So why worry about your draft pick? I say first round draft pick kind of important if you're at the top and you're horrible.
Yeah.
If you're at the bottom like the Chiefs, first round draft pick's nothing.
And the thing is, you're going off Caleb Williams. He's going into a really great situation. I know they were horrible.
That no first round draft pick has really ever. I don't think any first round draft picks ever had a better situation.
Regardless of what we might think of him in college, and he doesn't win a big game in college. He doesn't beat Utah. He doesn't win a Pac-12. Okay, we can throw that out the window. This guy takes this team and wins the division.
You know who else didn't win anything in college? Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, and look where he's at. That's what I'm saying.
He threw for 5,000 yards a game. So, there's a little difference. Baker Mayfield, he threw for 5,000 yards a game.
But what I'm saying is that you got a guy like Caleb Williams who could actually be the first rookie to ever win the Super Bowl in his first year.
He could.
It's possible.
I guarantee.
I don't know if it's going to happen. It probably won't.
I guarantee you, in the middle of the season, as Packer fans, we're going to be saying he's MVP material and he can go to the Super Bowl easily.
Yeah. Or it could be another quarterback.
I don't think they're still going to beat the Packers because we live rent free in their head.
Yeah.
I think we got the mind game so much on them that they can't just outcome it.
Right.
So, thoughts on Brandon Ayuk? I know you like being silent over there and listening to us.
Yeah.
Is always just that good to listen to?
I think we're gonna be the 3 morons, but it should be the 2 morons with a random
Moron.
appearance by Jake.
Random dude.
Right.
No, honestly, I think you named the 3 main teams that he should go to, and like you said, like Ravens should go for him because the offense could have proven that he kept Lamar Jackson in the pocket, and while doing so, kept him healthy, kept him being an MVP. In doing so, I think getting him a weapon could actually put Ravens over that edge.
Right.
Yes, I believe it. Another team I threw out there was the Jets. Not because of Rodgers, because he has that history with Robert Saleh.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that, and I look at it as that would move the Jets up there right away because you got Wilson and him. You got an okay tight end. You got a good Brees Hall.
Brees Hall.
I couldn't remember if it's Brees or Bryce.
Battle for the East a little interesting with the Bills. Maybe the
Hey,
Dolphins.
just remember this stat of the day. I think I told you guys off cuff a month before we even started the podcast. There's 4 teams in the AFC East, correct?
Yep.
Where do the Jets rank in conference championships? No, what number? 5.
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis was AFC East before, and they've had more AFC East titles than the Jets. I'm just saying, you're 5 out of 4. Like that's Scott Steiner math right there.
That doesn't even make sense math.
But that's hilarious.
That's politician math right there.
But you're 5 out of 5 technically because you got to count the teams that were in it. But the fact that they were in it, just like I think Tampa Bay, used to be in our division.
Yep.
But I don't think they've beaten the Lions, the Vikings, the Bears, and the Packers for division titles. I think Tampa Bay would be 5 out of 5.
Well, that's interesting because there was a long time in that division where every year there was a different winner. Like it went 12 years in a row.
Like the
Everybody
NFC
won
East
the
now?
division. Yes.
I don't think they've had the same winner since 2000. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't
what's
think.
going on.
Look, all I know is I think it was before the Navy that they've had the same winner for me, and that was 2007. So I'm just saying.
I've been watching football since I was, 6 years old. I finally got to see the Lions win the division last year.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to disrespect
that was
that.
the first time in my lifetime.
Yeah, so I'm just saying Tampa Bay could actually have more divisional titles than the Lions.
That's not a shade on the Lions. It's just they were horrible for so long, and then they were kind of good, with Stafford and everything like that. And in all honesty, I think Detroit's going to be one of our picks to probably win the Super Bowl this year. Contract extensions. Tua and Jordan Love got one.
So I think the Packers went hold my beer when Tua got it.
Yeah.
See, and I was talking to Mr. Google.
Tua.
First of all, Hawk Tua. That's why you got it, right? Haley Weathers got him the contract.
And he's left-handed too.
So Tua got a good. I think
Tua connection.
I think Tua got a great contract for him, right?
Yep.
But like you look at what he got, and I think that's why Jordan Love got more because Jordan Love won a playoff game with no-name receivers.
Almost won 2.
I don't know if the Dolphins won one yet. They might have won one in like 2 years.
They haven't.
They haven't. So that's why he got it, right? I mean, I look at it and I go, if I was the Packers, I actually would have done. I know Jordan Love won on a long-term deal, but I think he might have been fine with like a prove-it-year deal to where you give him 1 year, $45 million, a little bit more than Daniel Jones.
I would hope.
Again, I don't know if Daniel Jones is the problem or just the situation. A little bit of both, maybe. But definitely $45 million a year or more, just to prove that what he did last year wasn't a fluke. Well,
I'm laughing because he's making more than Aaron Rodgers right now. It's freaking hilarious. Sorry.
Right. Well, I mean, you got it. But
Speaking
look what Jordan Love did that Aaron Rodgers didn't. Aaron Rodgers didn't want to work with the young receivers and always blame the young receivers. That last year he was blaming. You know how many times he overshot a receiver? Look, there might be 1 or 2 times that the receiver run the wrong route. He ain't doing it 90% of the time. At some point, you have to take the blame as a quarterback that I overthrew. But he never wanted to look like he was the problem.
No.
But Jordan Love, they made the playoffs. That playoff game against Dallas was phenomenal.
Not
but
for
shocking.
some of our viewers, but not. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, not for some of our viewers. but it was what I'm saying is for him, it was phenomenal.
Yes.
Right? It's not dissing Dak because he didn't go up against Dak. He went up against that great defense of the Cowboys. And the Cowboys looked like they were sick, like they just weren't themselves. And the way he played was amazing against a great defense. And then he even played great against the 49ers. Just some bad calls by the coach. Like, oh, let's go for it. How about you go for the points, man? You're going against the 49ers. Go for the points. And if they would have gone for the points, they actually would have won some of those games.
Yeah.
Instead of go for it on fourth down, turn the ball over, and then they score.
That's what the Lions did in the playoff game too.
So go for the points.
Yeah.
But he played great games at the end, right? There was a stretch in the middle. We're looking like, oh man, here we go. Our run is over with good quarterbacks. And then they just start clicking. And
Go ahead.
Young receivers who Reed is clearly like a number 1 or 2 now with what's the Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah.
Romeo, where I thought Romeo. Because Watson could be a number 1, but he gets injured too much. And then you just have these other young guys that just randomly come up. You're like, who's this dude?
Yeah.
Who's this dude? Because they're all rookies.
Yep.
And they're not high picks because the Packers don't pick until the 4th round for receivers anymore.
No.
And they don't go out and get free agents.
Nope.
So I think that's why he got the money, because to the Packers, hey, you proved you did it with nobody. But at the same time, that was 1 year.
Yeah. What's your take over there? I thought you had something to say.
So
Sorry.
what is a cool thing is that Rodgers reacting to Jordan Love's contract extension. He said, "Oh, save it while you can, or if you want, you can spend it. I have a house for sale in Green Bay if you want."
Still has the house for sale. No one wants to buy his house. I wonder why.
Right.
Honestly, I thought it was a pretty cool thing. Like, yeah, it was like only one year, but I think he can prove it that he deserves the money.
They were 2-5, and he went to the second round of the playoffs. Not a lot of people can do that, especially in your first year playing.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because I'm a Packers fan, but that is difficult to do. Like,
yeah, you're 2-5, and the next thing you know, you make the playoffs. Granted, the NFC wasn't strong, but you played 2 strong teams. You played the Cowboys, and you played the 49ers.
Well, and you could say that if Cousins doesn't go down, then that could go either way. I mean, let's be honest. It was Minnesota and Detroit's division.
So we have another fan favorite question that came in.
Okay.
Is CD Lamb gonna get his contract? Our thoughts.
Okay.
I think he's gonna get a contract.
I'd rather him get the contract extension than Dak.
Well, I mean, he's gonna get the contract. If you get rid of CD Lamb, he's gonna get the contract, unless they're gonna get Brandon Ayuk and get rid of CD Lamb. But that would still be stupid. I think CD Lamb is better. Now we're gonna go back to that playoff game against the Packers.
Yeah.
CD Lamb had a lot of drops. Dak didn't lose that game. Dak, I mean, it was in CD Lamb's hand, and sometimes he was open, and he dropped it, and then it just got into his head. So, but I still think he's going to get a contract. I think he's going to get. I don't think he's going to get what he wants, because unfortunately, the only people who get what they want are quarterbacks.
Pretty much.
But he's going to get a good contract. He's going to sign. He's going to realize, hey, but Jerry Jones are also known to give you the money you want to stay.
Well, look what he did with Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, Ezekiel left, and it was nobody. He came back, and now he's getting a lot less money.
Yeah, it was a genius.
He bet on himself and lost.
But he's still getting 2 contracts from the
That's true.
from the Cowboys.
You think
too.
CeeDee Lamb's going to get his contract?
Hopefully, I think he should.
And what about you?
At some point, if he wants to keep playing,
I think he's going to get it. Before.
I don't think it's with Dallas.
I don't think he's going to get the See,
I don't
he
think
could
it's
get
with
the
Dallas.
contract. He could get the contract from Dallas as a sign and trade.
Yeah, well,
He could do that.
well,
But I think if they're going to do that, they would trade him first,
yeah,
and then the other team would sign him.
yeah. That's what they're doing nowadays.
But then that brings up, you trade him to the 49ers and get Brandon Ayuk.
Why?
Because you're going to get a star receiver out of it, regardless. Brandon
Steve
Ayuk's
Young
not the
said
number
never trade to the Cowboys.
right, but
My thing is
that was a while ago. Yeah,
I think he's going to get his money. I just don't think it's going to be what CeeDee Lamb thinks he deserves. I think it's going to be, a 2-3 year deal.
yeah, it's going to be less money than probably what he wants, because your last performance, you're only as good as your last performance, right?
Yeah.
And your last performance wasn't good. I just mentioned the drop passes.
That brings up a good point for me, because anytime I watch them play on like primetime or Thanksgiving or all this stuff, because I don't really watch the Cowboys that much. I don't try to, sorry. But when I do watch him, he's not the star guy.
Oh,
He doesn't step up.
you know who stepped up in that game? From Wisconsin, Ferguson. Ferguson stepped up.
He had like 10 or 11 catches.
He brought them back into that game. He caught the ball. He's not Jason Witten,
No.
but he's damn sure proven he's a top tight end in the league.
I think he's like a Mark
Which, by the
Andrews.
way, I want to throw it out there again. Anyone who wants to do a fantasy football with us, let us know.
We might have an in on that. Just let you know.
We're gonna set up the league probably in about 2 weeks or so. We just want to see if you guys want to join with the fans or us three. If you guys want to do like a wheel of punishment with us for the loser too, put your name in it. But at least us three can come on camera and do it.
Yeah.
No money involved.
No.
So don't worry about Venmo or anything like that. And we're gonna do it probably Yahoo or ESPN.
I think ESPN's the way to go.
So we'll figure that details out. We just know how many teams. So comment on this video, text message us, Facebook message us, whatever you want to do.
We may have 2 people that want to do that.
So if we have the 2 people, we got 5. So I would like to have no.
We already said what's going to happen to the loser.
We're gonna have a wheel of punishment.
Oh God!
I thought it was we were addressed on the air.
That could be part of the wheel of punishment.
So we should address the air and the wheel.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
Double whammy. Where's Elizabeth Banks? Press your luck. What?
Look like Chris Farley, fat guy in a little dress.
Fat guy in a little coat. Oh, dress, yeah.
Well, what? Well, coat?
Well, that's the actual song.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a dress, dude.
All
So
right,
we have another fan question, and I think this is not up for debate, but we can elaborate on other people.
I think what we should do is come to consensus at number 1, and then
And
go
we
down
can
maybe
go down,
like
yeah.
2 or 3 more. After
Yeah,
that.
we already know what it was. So we had a question come in. Who do we think is the best QB in the NFL right now?
Pat Mahomes.
Number 1.
Pat Mahomes is
Number one. I mean, he's to me the Chiefs. Like when you say who are you going to pick for the Super Bowl, they are the Patriots. You pick them until they lose.
Exactly.
And I don't mean lose in the season. I mean, look, they make the playoffs winning 9 games. You still pick them in the playoffs.
Yeah, because they're the team to beat.
They're the team to beat when it comes to playoff time. They're a different
It
team.
doesn't matter what
We've
you do in
seen
the
it
regular
before,
season.
where you look at him like, oh man, they're not the clear favorites. Then here comes the playoffs. They're winning by 15, 25 points.
They know how to get the job done. They're
Yeah,
going
they got
for a
Taylor
3-peat.
Swift.
Yeah, exactly.
And Taylor Power.
And they proved last year they don't have to be. They're not the best team in the NFL.
By the way, did you already see the schedule out for what games she cannot make? They already
There's-
said what games she can't make in
there's
the
3.
complex. Like
There's
3 or
3.
4 games
There's
that
3 or
she
4.
can't make.
And they're like division games
But she can't make them because
of conference.
who cares?
She'll
I
be
mean-
their opening night when they play.
I mean,
Baltimore.
Kelsey cares, but other than that, who cares?
Yeah, he won't be getting.
Oh,
any of
I
the
guess
night.
fans care because that's how the ratings go up because of her.
We're not Swifties, by the way.
No, we're not. Can you tell?
No. I like her music. That's
So-
about it. So, like number
Like
two,
older music.
number 2 for me might be a little different than your guys's. It's not Lamar Jackson. It's another quarterback in that division.
Josh Allen?
No, division.
Oh.
Well, Buffalo's in the same division as Baltimore.
Justin Herbert.
No,
It's Joe Burrow.
I really thought you were going to say Deshaun Watson. I said, look, we ain't creepy quarterbacks over here.
This
Okay,
is my take on the Cleveland
we don't like
Browns.
massage therapists.
My take on the Cleveland. If Joe Flacco can lead him to the playoff, Deshaun Watson should lead him to the Super Bowl. Just saying.
Deshaun
No,
Watson
it's
could lead
not
him to a
Deshaun.
lawsuit with the massage therapist.
It's not Deshaun Watson. It's massage washing.
He likes the sausage stuff.
So it would be Burrow for me just because of the fact that he's
Yes.
been to the big game. He knows how to get the job done. Yeah, injuries has plagued him in most of his
I thought you
years.
said conference, by the way. You said
Well,
not division.
other than that one loss to Kansas City a couple of years ago, he owns Patrick Mahomes. He owns the Chiefs. Well, I don't think he owns the Chiefs, but they were able to finally get by him a couple of years. Like that was a feel-good story. They had 3 wins prior to their Super Bowl appearance.
Okay, so that's your number 2.
That's my number 2.
Do you got any more? Or you can throw
Oh,
out
we
2?
can throw out I still think Aaron Rodgers is a top 10 quarterback, even though he didn't play last year, just based on experience.
Right. I mean, you can't wipe
I can't bring
away.
it down.
You can't wipe away because he played 4 snaps, 5 snaps if you count his Achilles.
Well, if he plays 8 snaps, he doubled his snaps from last year. Oh, hey, Brock Purdy is another one that we just got.
See, that's what I was gonna think as my number 3 maybe is Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
Everyone wants to call him a system quarterback. Okay, cool. So wasn't Tom Brady. I don't care if it's a system quarterback. If he's winning games, who cares?
I don't care about yards, touchdowns,
You know what? You can be a
completion
system
percentage,
quarterback all you want.
wins.
You can be a system quarterback all you want, but if you throw interceptions as a system quarterback, you're losing games.
That's
Brock
Trent
Purdy
Dilfer.
don't make the mistakes.
Nope.
So I don't care. You still got to throw it to these guys. Yes, he has weapons, and when all those weapons are out, he has struggled. But okay, so wouldn't you if you're practicing with Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, and Christian McCaffrey? And if they all go down, yeah, you're gonna lose some games.
You got George Kittle still.
Oh, one person,
Yeah.
okay, but you lost your 2 receivers and a running back.
One of the things I've noticed about San Francisco is their running backs, they want receiving running backs.
Yeah.
They want people to catch out of the backfield. They don't want nothing to
Exactly.
do with you if you just run the ball. You got to block. You got to be able to catch.
So I think Joe Burrow's a good pick. I think Brock Purdy's a good pick.
You know? I would say Love is probably like a 7 or a 6.
See, they
I don't think
him
he's top
on
5.
Madden and stuff, and he's like 12 or 13th ranking. He wasn't high.
Okay, Madden rings are a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
And people are like still ranking him like outside the top 10. I said his performance last year, he didn't have that many interceptions. He had a great yards. I think he was second in touchdowns,
Third
third in touchdown passes.
I think it was Lamar, Josh Allen, and him.
And then Dak.
No, Lamar, Dak, and
I think Dak was number 1 though.
Dak, Lamar, and Jordan. I know Love was third though.
So
Sorry.
he had no receivers. Again, I'm gonna bring this up. Rookie receivers and tight ends. You have this. Now he might take a step back this year because you don't have Aaron Jones. You have Josh Jacobs, and Aaron Jones was good at catching out of the backfield too.
Yep.
So you might take a step back. But I'm gonna throw a name out there that I think can be one of the top quarterbacks. I know he's young in his career. We mentioned him earlier, CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
He did great with
Yeah,
the
I agree with
Texans.
that.
I mean, you're talking a team that went horrible and they made the playoffs. They were close to it.
They made the playoffs. They lost the second round.
They won
to
the
Baltimore.
division, didn't they?
They won the division.
So I think he's a top 5.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the top quarterbacks going forward.
I thought they were a good team before that, even though they won 3 or 4 games. They took Kansas City to the limit 2 years ago and almost won. They had Lovie Smith as the head coach. D'Amico Ryans is doing amazing things down there for the Houston Texans. I would expect them to be up there competing against the Chiefs this year.
And then you got any picks for quarterbacks?
Bo Nix. I'm just kidding.
I'll say at least Justin Herbert. He has the
That's good stuff.
statistics.
That's good
He's
pick.
doing.
We'll see how he does without Keenan Allen this year, though.
I mean, if he gets a
He's
good
got
team
my boy,
around
Jim
him,
Harbaugh.
I mean, if
God
he gets
damn
a
it.
good team
Okay,
around
sorry.
him, I think he can do
Pardon
good
my
things.
language.
Yeah. I think
Yes,
it's
we
gonna
do,
be-
Heather. We do answer questions. If you have one, go ahead and put one in. Go ahead. Sorry, Jake.
Which Heather is that?
I don't know who it is. I don't know.
Do you know that, Heather?
I think it's a Heather Pencil.
Who cares who it is?
I don't. Yeah,
Heather,
we do
go
answer
ahead.
questions.
We're not saying we don't care who it is, but
Any
I
kind
just
of
answered the
questions, Heather, go ahead.
So you said Justin Herbert. Who else? I need to stop interrupting.
Josh Allen.
What about Geno Smith? You like him?
I wouldn't say he's top 5.
He's not done bad.
He's not done bad. I wouldn't say he's top 5.
You know, for what the situation he had to work with, and everybody pretty much wrote off Seattle a couple of years ago, I thought he did an amazing job.
Sorry, someone asked if I want to go cover the Sioux City Musketeers game. September 18th is the first game. We should go there and do a podcast.
We got asked if we could do that.
I don't know.
What's your next topic for your podcast? We just basically talk about sports, life, and randomness. We were talking
Our next
about
topic, I mean, we got to figure out next topic for next week because we hit all our topics this time.
Well, we still got one more cold take to do, but we're still
Oh, yeah, we
talking
got
about
one
the-
more cold take.
We still got one. We still want to talk about NFL because I think he's got a couple more quarterbacks
Yeah.
he wants to mention. Josh Allen is one. What about Jared Goff?
That's another good one. I mean, yeah, he's had a couple not so good years with the Rams,
But he's doing great in Detroit.
Yeah.
Which worked out both sides.
I mean, more so than the Rams because they won the Super Bowl.
He
Well-
led the Lions soon and the
See,
season.
I thought that was the dumbest trade for the Lions, just how bad Jared Goff was doing in the Rams. But then you come out with Amon St. Brown, and then who's their tight end?
It's not Hawkinson anymore.
No, it's not. It's what's his new from Iowa, isn't it? Wasn't the dude from Iowa?
I don't remember the tight end. TJ Hawkinson.
No, the new guy.
Oh, that's
We have phones, dude. Look it up.
Hold on, what's the
It says hi. Jeff said hi.
Hey Meg, Jeff says hi.
Jeff Tapp says hi.
Laporta? Sam Laporta.
Sam Laporta, yeah.
God, why did I want to say DeValve or whatever?
DeValve.
I played him 1 year in Madden. Yeah, Laporta.
He says hi. She says
She says
hi.
hi's back.
Can I now introduce you
Oh.
now as my wife on there?
Might as well.
I already did.
Um,
I'm not introducing you.
not camera.
Not
like,
camera.
that was my wife, by the way.
Yeah, I had to let everybody know who was watching
How do
by
you
me.
guys feel about
The upcoming election. We'll talk about that in a second.
the upcoming election?
Let's talk about it in a second.
There's more. There's better things in life. The end.
You're right. So the cold take I'm gonna hit you guys with today.
Out of nowhere.
Out of
I
nowhere.
like it, you know,
Out of nowhere. So College Game Day just came out and said that Pat McAfee and Lee Corso are going to be on the pregame show. My question to you guys is: so that leaves 7 people on the pregame show. Do you think that's too much or is not enough?
I think Lee Corso needs to retire for one.
Well, they have Nick Saban now, so they have that coach thing. They have Kurt Herbstreit, Desmond Howard.
I think Lee Corso obviously is just out there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting out there.
Bam, hit him in the mouth.
I mean, in fact, he only comes on now for picks. I think. I don't think
What?
he does anything else.
What's this mean? Oh,
Lee
Chris,
Corso.
you got to say something, dude. Don't just signal me.
But
if
no,
I'm-
Lee Corso is.
thought
I
that
think he
was
only
it,
shows up for
dummy.
picks.
Yeah.
So you got what? Reese Davis, Desmond Howard. You got
Kurt Herbstreit,
Pat
Pat
McAfee. I said Desmond Howard. You got what's that one dude's name? Jesse Palmer, not Jesse Palmer.
David Pollock's not on there anymore.
Oh, he's not.
No. So it's 6 people. This round table is getting longer.
Lee Corso only comes out for picks.
Yeah.
Like right before picks.
Yeah. Who this Heather chick?
I don't know.
Somebody we might know. I don't know.
I don't know who Heather. I know a few Heathers, but I don't think it's any of them.
I don't know who it is.
I only know 2 Heathers, really.
You know, you can say what's your name and where you're from.
Yeah. What's your name? Where you from?
Yeah, what's your name? Where you from? Yeah.
But-
You want me to do a Lee Corso pick? We'll do one right here. Like, yeah, this is what I'm taking. Yeah, baby.
First of all I can say is they can't get rid of Pat McAfee.
No.
What he did in that Georgia Alabama game will always be the greatest thing in the world.
Yes. I thought that was
He brings the
genius.
energy.
That was
I'm kind of
genius.
disappointed he's not like commentating on the college
One of
football
my
game.
favorite all-time things was him and Taylor Lewin dancing with the Michigan cheerleaders, the Michigan
Yes.
TCU game. That was the funniest thing.
Wait, are we
ever.
talking about our favorite Pat McAfee moment or just favorite Pat McAfee college game day moment?
Like Mac when him and his show announced the TCU and Michigan game, and Lewin was part of that, and Lewin's dancing with the freaking cheerleaders on the sideline.
Heather from Wisconsin. I don't say the last name.
I don't know a Heather from Wisconsin.
We do.
Okay.
Don't we? Is the same one we're talking about?
Your guess is good as mine, bro.
Okay, then.
Heather from Wisconsin.
It's like
I'm the one that knows her. I'm like,
oh boy. Okay. So do we keep going on that?
What?
Do you think there's too many people on there now?
No,
or do you think they could be
I think
enough?
7 is fine, or 6,
Let's
7
6.
is fine. Let's just say 6. Because
Well,
Lee
Nick Saban
Corso.
now.
Oh yeah, so 7. Let's say 7. I think it's fine. The only problem with that is you can get to people who don't like each other, whatever. But you can't have that many for the picks.
No. You're
'Cause
gonna have
then
the
you're
celebrity
getting it
pick
too long.
too.
You got the celebrity pick. You have Pat McAfee. You have Lee Corso. I think for the picks, it should always be Kurt Herbstreit,
Lee
Lee
Corso.
Corso. The celebrity, you do Pat. You can do 5. After that, you can't.
I think
do
you think
anymore.
Pat McAfee and Nick Saban are probably could be left out of those picks.
of the picks. We're gonna bring them in.
Yeah,
and
they'll-
probably do the picks. Who knows?
They're gonna have like
I
7 boxes
think-
at the bottom.
I think it's fine for now. We'll see how it plays out. But I think it can get too much.
Yeah. Well, and my thing is that regardless of how I felt about Alabama, Nick Saban brought a lot of freaking information, a lot of good insight to that draft.
Yes.
Like it was amazing to hear him talk, and like I could listen to him for hours, and he doesn't even scratch the surface of what he knows about football.
Yeah.
And I think he did an amazing job. I'm lost. What are you guys talking about now? Football.
College game day.
College game day.
Heather from Wisconsin.
Are you a Badgers fan?
Yeah. Are you a Wisconsin Badgers fan at least?
Green Bay Packers fan?
No,
Milwaukee
I mean-
Bucks fan?
I'm a
Milwaukee
Bucks
Brewers?
fan.
Milwaukee Brewers fan?
Milwaukee Admirals fan?
It's
What is it?
Madison.
What
Madison Capitals are part of the
Who's the
USHL.
Milwaukee Admirals?
They're a minor league hockey team. Beloit
Madison.
Skycarp?
Beloit Skycard.
Yeah, they used to be the Beloit, like I think the Turtles or something.
Yeah.
That's a minor league base, like single A.
Oh, the Turtles! I remember going to baseball.
Yeah, the Beloit Snappers. Now they're the
Yeah.
Beloit Skycarp.
Well, closest to us is Sioux City.
Because there's a
Explorers.
lot of Skycarp in Wisconsin.
I remember going to a.
I like how we just throw like a bunch of random minor league teams out there, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, these guys are so insightful."
You like the Mallards?
What about the Rattlers?
Yeah, the Wisconsin Timbers, the Green Bay Blizzard.
How did they ever come up with? She likes the Packers. Boo!
Wow, that didn't take long.
Boo! No, it did not. No, it did not.
No, I think this is.
Immediately type boo.
So.
But yeah, I think
what's your? Did you? Wow, I can't even talk.
Oh no, you didn't answer. Did you?
He didn't answer.
Do you think it's too much? 7?
I think it's a perfect. I think if they go any more, there'll be too much.
Yeah, because I don't see Reese Davis leaving anytime soon. Anybody that leaves anytime soon is going to be Lee Corso, and I mean that in all most respect. He's just
Lee Corso's going to be forced now or die.
He's gonna die.
I don't even think Lee.
He's gonna.
I don't think Lee Corso is there right now.
He's gonna die in one of his costumes.
My favorite thing he did was on college. It was a college game 2006. I was playing with Michigan. I was playing a bowl game. And he brings out the helmet like out of nowhere, and it glitched. And then it came up like it was him, and then it glitched, and he comes back. And he's like, "Michigan's gonna manhandle him," and I'm like, "Jesus, dude, why you so much enthusiasm? We're playing a 3-7 team." Jake, who's your favorite pro football team?
The Ponies.
The Ponies.
Denver Broncos.
He likes the Denver Broncos, aka the Ponies.
Or as my
Didn't your Pookie Bear say that?
Or as my Pookie or my coworker calls them, the Denver Donkeys.
Oh, the Donkeys, not the Ponies.
How many Super Bowls has this team won? Not Jeff, but the one your Pookie Bear.
Who's this team?
Who's this team?
I have no idea.
No.
Well, that was really good.
How does he know who you like, but you don't know who he likes?
Boo! Who do you guys? What does that mean?
Who do we guys what?
I don't know.
You mean football team? Well, what's our
Okay, my favorite football team is the Green Bay Packers. So is Carl's. And Jake's is the Broncos.
Guess Zach's
So
talking
I
for me
have-
now.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
we're
already
both.
did the intro on it.
Yeah,
before.
we did, and maybe she's new to it, and we just got to
Yeah,
bring her up to speed.
Heather from Wisconsin. Maybe we don't even know her. She just one day got on the podcast.
There you go. Could be a future girlfriend application.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm still taking those.
Yeah, are they going all right?
Yeah, they're going all right.
They're going all right.
Wish version Hugh Hefner.
How you do?
How you do?
Or as Joe would say, how you
I'm
doing?
gonna be adjusting the tie.
I'm gonna wear a tie in a suit next week. So,
Jeff said the Bears. We already knew that.
yeah, we know that.
But then we're gonna be like bad news Barrett. But no. What was it? Alberto Del Rio. But you already knew that.
Oh, isn't that Armando? My name is Armando Alejandro Estrada.
Go for it, Jake. Where do I find the application? Oh.
Where you find the application for who?
Oh my god.
You gotta message one of us if you know one of us.
Oh boy. Oh man, this is getting weird.
Facebook is Zach Taft.
Which one of us?
That's Jacob Loft.
Married.
He's off the market.
Uh-huh.
He's married.
These two are single. These two morons are single.
Yo.
This moron's married. It's the Three Morons podcast. That's why I'm saying that.
That's why we're the three morons.
I don't even think we got any more to talk about, do we? We're just kind of going with the fans right now.
I mean, they're being interactive, so I kind of want to hang up on them.
You
Or
kind of want to hang up on
I
them?
kind of don't want to hang up on
Okay.
them.
I mean, I can if you want.
We've been consistently at 4, 5, 6, and 7 all night.
Yeah, that's good. That's our best yet.
Yeah, it is.
And all we had to do was talk about the Olympics.
Right. Maybe people in Paris want to know what we're saying.
And I'm doing my best in trying to keep the static at bay. And so far it's working.
You don't announce technical difficulties, Jake. We just roll
Yeah,
with it.
you just say technical difficulties.
Sorry, I'm doing my best in keeping the
Technical difficulty.
I'm the tech department.
If
out
you've
here.
seen what we're looking at right now, you would think you don't need to take your finger off that.
Keep your finger on that button.
Why are we so horrible? We'll give it a couple more minutes. Nobody responds. We'll call it a night.
Wait, can you guys hear the sound?
That's it. Oh, sorry. What's wrong with this other thing?
What's wrong with the Heather?
Okay, so I guess the audience wants to know a little bit more about Heather.
Can
Guess
you guys
so.
hear the thunder?
I I just really want to know if we can hear the sound.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because we haven't been pressing those buttons all night for us to check on them later.
Right.
I guess we're done with Heather. She's not responding back.
She's probably trying to look you up on Facebook.
That's ZAC. T as in Tango, A as in Alpha, F as in Foxtrot, T as in Tango.
We got people in here if they want to interact.
What did you say?
I'm not giving out my stuff.
Oh, no, there's no reason for you.
If they want to go see through a mutual friend, and then I got to cross-reference with them who this is, then okay. But that's how that process is going to work. Yeah, I'm not a very.
Oh, they can hear. They can hear the this time, but we couldn't hear it last time. That's crazy.
So,
what are you doing?
Oh, I was making sure.
Things to talk about next week. What do we want to talk about next week? We can talk about. Do you really want?
I think next week.
I think we're gonna talk more football because it's.
No. Well, there's only one game going on next week. He said, "Peace out, guys. Gotta go. Bye. See ya." Big Breezy. Big Breezy. What? That's the thing I saw in House of Pain once. So I think next week we're definitely gonna go over more of the Olympics. Yep, because they're still gonna be going on
for a couple more weeks. Probably gonna get a little bit more into.
Maybe I'll see you guys next week on the pod.
Maybe. I mean, reach out to us, Heather. You're looking for the girlfriend application from one of us.
Not me.
One of us.
Then one of you two.
Me and Jake. She still hasn't said who. She still hasn't said which one. So
ooh, maybe there's gonna be a one more on podcast pretty soon. Where's Zach and Jake? Oh, they're on a date from Heather from Wisconsin. I gotta roll.
She has to choose. So
maybe that'll be the Musketeer date.
So we'll know a little bit more about basketball.
Because I know like USA beat Serbia today, but I mean again we talked about it's only one player, Jokic.
What's going on in the world or
anything that's going on. I know there really wasn't much in football this week. There's nothing going on in baseball. I mean,
we let a couple weeks go by to where stuff built up for football, and then we got questions about it. So
right, and nothing really happened in baseball. A couple trades, a couple bring-ups, a couple injuries. Like Brian Brown, Yelich was hurt for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They were on the All-Star break. WNBA's on a break. So it's kind of like you said, football's coming up.
Yeah.
So we talked about that. Next week, the Olympics, a lot of our sports will be finishing up or just starting. Mine was breaking, still not starting.
One of mine doesn't start for another 4 years, so I got nothing there.
Sure, you only have 3 more sports stuff.
Yeah.
Well, next time we talk, rugby will be done.
Yep.
And I think archery will be done.
I know traffic.
Water. I think water polo will be done.
I'll double check on rowing and boxing.
Gymnastics will be wrapping up, and I know track and field is usually
because I think swimming's wrapping up today. A lot of you notice like all the sports are like pretty much
right at the start,
and then at the end. But then you got the ones like
you got track and field started next week.
But then you got the ones like basketball or soccer, volleyball. I know I was watching a little bit of the beach volleyball because I woke up to it. And I was watching them. They're all good, but they last a little bit longer because it's like longer matches and teams, so they can't do it boom, boom, boom like rugby. Like I said, 7-minute halves. They could play 3 or 4 games in a day.
Yeah,
even though that's getting tackled by freaking 250-pound muscular men.
Yep,
definitely hurts. But I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think that's all we have. Feel free to reach out to us if you guys have any questions that you want us to bring up on the pod next week. Any topics, like and subscribe, and you guys have a wonderful week.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a beautiful time. Oh, that was pretty good.